What's up, guys, and welcome back to 8 Count. So today, guys, is fight week for Canelo vs Bivol. Obviously, I done a video earlier on. I think that's been a month ago. Be sure to check it out. It was in regards of just an early sort of indication of about this fight against Canelo vs Bivol. But it's fight week now. We're back here now on Saturday, cincodemayo. You know, Canelo. I mean, it's Canelo's. You know he's gonna fight in cincodemayo regardless. It used to be Mayweather's date, but now Canelo rules it. You know, you want that payday, you're gonna get that payday. And he's got Bivol now in front of him. Now, I know a lot of people don't really know about Bivol, but I do think like he's probably got one of the most legitimate chances to win. The last time we saw Canelo moving up to like light heavyweight was against like, I believe, Sergio Kovalev. And if you guys know, we know what happened to him. He got knocked out quite bad. Obviously, there's a lot of things where we didn't know if he was the crusher, like, you know, because he had quite a few tough fights. He fought, who did he fight? He fought, Kovalev had fought, you know, on, I think, like, Andre Ward 2 times. I really got the, basically beating the shit out of him, unfortunately. He did have a little comeback against Anthony Yard, but, you know, Canelo is on a different level. But now we have Bivol. He's relatively quiet. I think he's what? Let me just check. He's 31 years old. 19 wins and 19 KOs. Obviously, we have on the lightweight divisions, we have 2 sort of Bebetov, who's a bit older, and I think he's been a bit inactive. But it's one of those things now where like, how do you? Canelo's moving up like this weight division, so like, I mean, it's quite remarkable. It's a bit like Manny Pacquiao when he was moving up the division, just knocking people out and carrying that power. Now, some people may seem like he may be tainted with a bit of meat, you know, that Mexican meat, but regardless, like, he's actually like doing bits out there. So obviously this weekend, you know, they're going to be fighting. How do I see this fight happening? How do I see this fight going? When earlier when I said that he's got a legitimate chance of winning, what I meant was Bivol is in his prime. He's strong. He's got the power, and he's naturally at that weight. No district. When you talk about Caleb Plant and like you know, Billy Joe Saunders, apart from Triple G, you know, you always thought they would do good against Canelo, but you never saw like, you know, there was nothing a versatility where you'd be like, you know what, they might beat Canelo. But here is just like an unknown risk, you know what I mean? We haven't seen, you know, he beat John Pascal. He had a few fights, like, you know, he's been quite good with, like, I think his last fight was Omar Salamov and Craig Richards, and he beat Joe Smith Jr., who's also another champion. So he's got that sort of European sort of USSR sort of like, you know, amateur pedigree where they know how to move. He knows how to move his feet. And it's going to be one of those things where Canelo, it's going to be, I think the first round would determine anything. If Canelo still holds that power, I think what they're looking to see where, like, for Canelo to be close and in range and trying to, like, you know, slip under the shots and basically box him and like break him down. And with Bivol, that take him in the later rounds and basically work off the jab. He's got great jab and great legs in and out, and try drown him in the later rounds. How can that really happen? We know that Canelo has that power, but I think one of the most determining factors is that Bivol, like, when he has to exchange on his own terms. He has to sort of fight when he wants to fight and land the power punches. I do not want the fight. No, I'll say the fight you have to look at is Sergio Kovalev, where he was just jabbing. There was nothing coming back from Kovalev, and you had to sort of, after 4 rounds, you were always wondering, like, is he going to land the right hand? Is he going to land the right hand? Bivol has to throw. He has to throw punches. He has to show that grit. I remember when Keith Thurman used to say that whenever he goes in the ring, something along with like what his old trainer Ben Gate used to say to him, like, you have to show them what you're about in the first round, land something significant to show like anyone that, you know, this is not going to be an easy fight. Otherwise, if Bivol does not do that and he just more like, you know, pit patty, you know, then it's going to be a long night. And as much as I don't want to say this, we all know that Bivol ain't gonna win a decision. You know, he is not gonna win a decision on Cinco de Mayo in T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas against Canelo Alvarez. That's not gonna happen. He has to knock him out, or at least beat him, knock him down, just beat him quite clearly. That's how he wins. I think like he uses the jab and he hurts him late to win the fight. Another thought, and I haven't seen a lot of people do this, but target Canelo's body. Do you know what I mean? Like if you can target his body, slow him down, and just because Canelo's quite good at throwing when you want to throw. He's throwing in between punches and just getting that close. And if he can get close enough and just start hitting him with a variety of shots and just land that power, not let Canelo bully him around the ring, stalk him. He has to sort of, the way Triple G fought, just it's about position. And the second fight, if you see how Triple G fought, he was never out of position. It seemed like people who was pushed out, but he was always in front of him, always moving, always throwing punches, and everything had a reply and a technical reply. For Canelo to win, on the other hand, is basically do what Canelo does best: go straight in, start slipping on the shots, around or two to work him out, and just landing body shots through the guard, through every sort of cap, hitting everywhere, arms, forearms, shoulders, and just basically breaking him down. We all know that Bivol hasn't faced anyone like Canelo before, nor he's faced anyone as strong as Canelo, I would say, like in terms of the explosiveness. Plus, Bivol has not even fought anyone with that sort of environment before, but like people screaming his name in T-Mobile Arena. So it'll be interesting to see how he sort of pans out. I don't think the Eastern European fighters, they're really phased about that. They're quite like tunnel vision and focused. But it's going to be really interesting and to see, obviously, with Canelo, it's quite hard to bet against him at the moment, and you need someone special. Like you need a pound for pound great to beat a pound for pound great. Can that be a Bivol? I'm going 70-30. I do think that Canelo stops him late. Canelo does stop him. I just think, Canelo will stop him between 6 to 8 rounds. But if Bivol beats him, no, I won't be surprised either way. But it's only thing if Bivol can, assert that dominance over Canelo, which will be interesting to see if he can. Obviously, Eddie Hearn's promoting the show, and there's a lot of backing. They would want this. You definitely know that when they're fighting, they would want the ring to be shorter. I mean smaller. Sorry, and everything in favor for Canelo, and just Bivol to sort of show up. But I think in the training camps, I haven't seen much footage of the training camps. To be fair, I saw the sort of the face-to-face just recently that happened, and they look quite intense. Bivol looked quite serious, and he knows he's up for it. But it's gonna be really interesting to see. Obviously, we had a really good fight last weekend with Taylor Serrano, and it's Fury White before. So obviously, it's a nice way. I like May. Do you know what I mean? It's you're gonna get a special fight for May, and then Canelo moves on for September. But yeah, guys, please like and subscribe. We really appreciate it, and let me know what you guys think of who wins on Saturday.